with Offbeat Discoveries here. I've discovered an unusual recipe that I invented myself called Sundrop Jerky. If you're into the hobby of making jerky like I am, you've probably perused the internet and found a lot of soda pop jerky recipes, like the Dr. Pepper one that tastes nothing like Dr. Pepper. Well, they'll tell you that, but this one actually does taste like Sundrop. So if you're into citrusy fruits and those kind of flavors, you're gonna love this beef jerky. So jump right in, I'll show you how to make it from beginning to end, and I'll keep it quick. For this recipe, you'll need 5 pounds of eye of round that is partially frozen by putting it in the freezer for about 4 hours first. Remove all the fat, then cut the beef into 1/4 inch slices. If you don't have a slicer, you can have your butcher cut it for you. Then just set the meat aside. Here's the ingredients for phase 1 of the recipe that you'll be cooking. In a saucepan, add 2 cups of Sundrop. Then 2 to 3 medium or 4 small jalapenos cut to 1/4 inch thick. 2 tablespoons of coarse kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and 2 heaping teaspoons of ground black pepper, 1 heaping teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 heaping teaspoon of garlic powder. And finally, for the finale, 1/4 cup of light brown sugar. Set the saucepan on the stove and turn the temperature to medium-high, stirring it until it comes to a light boil. Then turn the temperature down to simmer the ingredients for 30 minutes, stirring occasionally. Just so you know that while this is cooking, that steam coming off there is very potent from those jalapenos. After that, strain out the jalapenos and the seeds. Your goal is to have around 1 cup of the marinade liquid after it's been simmering. Cover this liquid and refrigerate it until it's cool. For phase 2 of the ingredients, add to a small bowl the following ingredients: 2 tablespoons of Wright's hickory flavored liquid smoke, 2 teaspoons of lemon extract, 2 teaspoons of orange extract, 2 teaspoons of lime extract, and then add the juice of 1 large orange, 2 limes, and 2 lemons. Cover this and set it aside until the phase 1 ingredients have cooled. Once the phase 1 ingredients have cooled, put the phase 2 and phase 1 ingredients together into a tumbler or a large bowl. Add the beef slices into this marinade one at a time, flipping them over to get both sides coated well. You can then vacuum and tumble them for 10 minutes. For this recipe, I do not recommend dehydrating straight out of the tumbler. These special ingredients work well by soaking them for 24 hours in the fridge. Therefore, place the beef and the marinade into a gallon-sized Ziploc bag and put it in the fridge, turning it every 6 to 8 hours. After 24 hours, place the dehydrator racks over washcloths. This catches any sticky drips. Then proceed to lay out the jerky slices absolutely flat and not touching. 5 pounds of beef should fill up 8 racks. Put them into the dehydrator and set the timer for 3 hours at 160 degrees. Now gather up all those messy washcloths. It's far cheaper to use these than paper towels. And they'll be ready for your next batch of jerky in just a snap. Okay, I want to demonstrate how you know that this is done. It's got to be bendy without breaking. See how bendy that is? If it doesn't look like this, it's not done. So what I recommend is that you go in and check on it every 15 minutes after that 3-hour mark, just to make sure you don't overcook it, because once it starts snapping, it's too dry. So when it looks like this, you're good to go. It's done! Because these things will dissipate and we need them into the meat. Okay, just a warning. See the steam that's coming up off this?
Oh my God. That will clean out your sinuses there. Oh, that's going to be some good jerky. I'm not sure if it's got anything to do with the carrot, but my meat is definitely bent.
That's for Lori. But you can still eat it. It's just too dry. Just ask Reggie. He's my #1 fan tester, which means he tests my jerky recipes. When he gives me the thumbs up, I know I've nailed it. Or you could ask Darren. He thinks my jerky is the best in the world, but he only gets it after Reggie's tested it.